Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In today's workshop, we're going to be looking at a mandala art bookmark. Now we have done a lot of bookmarks before, but this time we are doing it, a little Navratri themed. Earlier we had one of an impressionism bookmark, which was inspired by the art of Claude Monet. But today we're going to be doing, something a little more towards art culture. So let's start and see what this workshop has to offer. Okay, so right now I'm using at the background I have a cutting pad. The reason why I'm doing that is so that this paper is very much visible. Otherwise with white, let me show you. If I put it over here, you can see it blends in with the background. So just for today's workshop, I'll be using this for the workshop. Now before I start any drawing or painting, what I will do is I have some paper tape or some masking tape, some may call it. What I will do is I will just tape the background, tape the edges or the borders, you could say. So I will take my tape first. I'll see if this is big enough. Put it here and then just rip one off. Okay, now I'll make sure this paper is straight. And I think you could see about like half a centimeter. I will tape this down like that. And then I will just crease this area here. Just like that. And the same thing for the left or right side. I'll do this side first. Okay, that looks good. Rip this off. So about 1 centimeter, half a centimeter. And when you do this, right, just make sure you don't pull the tape a little too hard, because what can happen is it can stretch, and instead of this being a straight line, it will be straight, come inside and then curve like that. So we don't want, that to happen. Oh, I don't need that much. Say about maybe a little less than this. Yeah. So if you see, I'm going, in order like this, so that when it comes to taking the tape off, it is a lot easier to, pull it out. Same thing here. Like that. Okay, now what I can do is I can either start with the drawing or we can start with the background color. So we can do it both ways. Now it depends on how you want to start it. Now for me personally, if I were to do this by myself, I would start with the background color and then I would draw it in with the pencil. But for today's workshop, we can start with the drawing and then we can move ahead with the painting aspect. So I will take my pencil, wherever it disappeared to. There you go, got it. So I'll take my pencil. So I already have one here with a compass. So what I will do is I will put this needle on the corner of the paper, Then I will stretch it out, say about this much, about here, and then I will pull it down like this, and then I will take it again, slightly smaller, pull it down, and then one more time with a little big of a gap, just like that. And then I can bring it down right about here. Now I'm sure it's a bit light, but I'll try making it darker so that you can really see. Yeah, that's much more visible. Now, for those of you who do not know, we have a WhatsApp group where we post exclusive content, and every reference that we use in our workshop, we have all of those references down in our WhatsApp group. So those of you who are interested in maybe getting the reference or maybe seeing what type of exclusive content we have, you can have a look at the description. We have the link to join the group down there, and then you can start posting your works. We have interactive sessions as well. So if you're interested, give it a look and see. Okay, now I have these lines down here. I'll do the same thing with this side. So I'll just first measure out the size. Okay, now I'll do one from this corner also. Can you see? Yeah. Wow, this thing seems a lot darker. And now this one I'll bring it in slightly, not too much, like that. Now over here I'll make a slightly bigger gap, slightly, not too big also, just bigger than this one at least. Like that. Then I will take this a bit closer. Then I can have another 2 or 3 here. One there. Maybe another one here. Same thing with this side. I'll put this down like that. Have one go towards the outside, and then a smaller one on the inside, like that. There. I'm gonna use my shadow to make sure it's visible. Yeah. Okay, now I'll take my pencil and then I will start drawing bells over here. So from there till maybe here, like this, and it will come out, say, right about that much. Here. Like that. And then I'll have another one here, so this will be the top. The bottom will keep it around here. Now for the bell, I will draw like a small ellipse over here at the bottom. Then I can start taking this up. I think maybe I can bring it a little lower. That is a little too high. just like that. And then from here in the center, I'm not sure what this part of the bell is called, but the ringing part, let's call it that. And then this side also. So we can have it of different sizes, like this one is a bit bigger, this one is slightly smaller, and then this one I can make it relatively much bigger. So like I can take this up like here, bring this up, and then start curving it in. Like that. And then what we can do, right, is we can take, say, a ruler, and I'll take the center of this, center of the bell, and I will draw it straight up. I'll draw a line like that. Okay, and now over here, you can just draw very roughly little circles. Just like that. I hope I'm audible. Guys, if at all, I do not become audible or my mic gets muted, just let me know, so, you don't have to listen to or look at a mime skit. I'll just very roughly draw these down here like this. Okay, now we can start doing the mandala area. So for this, right, I think we can just stop over here with the drawing. Then what we can do is we can paint the background. We'll paint the background, and then when we are doing the finer details, that time we can start to fill in all this part. So I will take my palette. I have some red already here. Wait, hold on. Ooh. It sounds good. Some ASMR of a dried brush. Take some yellow, not too much since this is a relatively small area. I'll take some water. Let me have a look at this paint. And I'll take some yellow also. There, it's much more visible now. Yeah, that's a relatively good color. Maybe I can just lighten this up a little bit. So now what we'll try doing, right, is we'll try to give it some very soft colors in the background. So I will take another brush, and then I'll take some water also. And I'll just put some water down here. Now I know you can't really see it that well, but there is water down here. Okay. Now I can start by, you can see how soft the edges become. So I'll just very roughly fill in this area. See that one brush of paint only was enough. Now this tape that I'm using will stop say around 80 to 90% of the water, or if you're lucky, even like around 95% of it from leaking out like this. Wait, I added water. Okay, let's see the final outcome. Because this tape is made out of paper, so it can be a little absorbent. So we'll just be a little careful now when we do the edges. Now this side, I will just add some rough strokes here like that. And this side also. So we'll keep it very directional, like everything is going diagonally or sideways, you could say. Okay, something like that. And now if you feel that it has become a little too dark, then I will take my yellow again and just mix it in one corner. And I can add some yellow strokes over here, just like this. Just like that. Now what we have to do is we have to wait for it to dry. So we'll have to wait for it to dry, and in that meanwhile, as I was telling you about our WhatsApp group that is there. So all the workshops that we've had so far, all of the references are going to be put in that group. So those of you who are interested in, maybe doing this exact same reference that I am doing, you can just have a look at our WhatsApp group where everything is submitted down there. And we have a lot of interactive, posts as well where, a lot of our viewers send in their photos or maybe the artworks that they have done. Some of them are personal artwork, some of them are of the workshops that I've done. And through that, there's an interaction where, I can guide the viewers or guide the participants that are there in the group. We have these interactive sessions where I can, help them out with maybe certain questions that they have, or maybe if they are interested, or if you also are interested in having a workshop that you would like to see, you can just let us know in the WhatsApp group itself, and we will try and come up with something that will align with what you would like to see. So now let's have a look at this. The paint is a little thick, so it might take a minute or two to dry out. So in that case, you can just blow air on it. Oh, 1 second. Okay, so the reference you just saw, that was from our previous workshop. It wasn't supposed to be there, but it's okay. Now you at least know what we did in our previous workshop. So that wasn't the entire reference, but in that workshop we had basically done a Dandiya silhouette painting. Now if you aren't sure what that is, why don't you just visit our page and have a look at all the workshops that are done in our life. let's see here. Okay, so it's starting to dry out a little bit. Now if you see, I'm rotating this, all the shiny surface that you see, or all these shiny areas, that's all the wet paint that is there. So in case you don't want to, touch the paint and see whether it is dry or not, you can just take your flashlight and you can have a look whether it is dried or whether it is still wet, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now for the drawing part, right? Let me see here. So I'm just using a regular permanent marker that you get at the store. You can take whichever brand or company. There's no you know need to get a specific brand. Whatever you find should work. Now let me just have a look at this. Okay, certain areas are still slightly wet. It's not that much. Okay, so what I can do is I can just start by working in the dry areas, like this part here. Okay, now if you want, you can put your marker into the compass as well, and then you can draw the lines. So you know what, let's give that a try. I need to see if this will fit in. Okay, mine doesn't fit in, but if at all you do find one where the marker can fit in, well and good. Yeah, so we can just start it off like that. And then here also. Would you guys like me to zoom in and show you? Or is this view good enough? Like that. Now inside here, we can have this design like this, and then I can start coloring or filling in this area here. I hope this is visible enough. If you would like me to zoom in, you can just drop a comment so that I can know that this view is clear enough, or if I would need to make any adjustments. Like that. And then over here, I'll just start drawing little circles. Like that. And then I will start filling in this area here. Just like that. Wait, let me try zooming in so that it's a lot more. Okay, I think this much should be good enough. If I zoom in a little more, it might get a bit too pixelated. Okay. And then over here as well. Now when you're trying to do an outline, right, for this, Don't hold it this close. Try to keep some distance from here. So I will hold it from somewhere around the middle. And then I'll hold my breath while I'm drawing this line so that there's no sudden movement to it. Like that. Now, I made a mistake here, but that should be okay. Like that. And then I'll start drawing circles here as well. We'll keep them as close to each other as possible. And then I can fill in the small gaps that are there between them. Just like that. Okay, now here when you draw these lines, right, just make sure you're not going too fast or too slow. Because if you go way too slow, then your lines will become very shaky. Go at a medium speed. Now here as well, what I will do is I will start off by drawing this design here, like a dome shape or like a lotus leaf shape, just like that. And then between that I will draw another one like that. And then finally in between this I will add another one here. And I'll try to end it towards the tip of the bottom ones, like that. Now for the bottom ones I can just divide this in half, like that, and then I can give it some sort of shading in one half. Like that. And then in here you can draw like a small wave, just like that. So it would be like this and then like that. And then same thing for this one also. And now for this big one here, what I can do is I can make a small leaf like pattern, just like that. So what I'm doing is this, basically this, this, and then I just keep going smaller and smaller. That is what I'm doing over here. Same thing this side also. And here as well. And then the top area where there is a gap, I will fill all of that up. Just like this. And then in this gap I will draw a circle like that. So we can keep very simple designs, but when you keep repeating the simple designs, it starts to get a little bit more intricate, you could say. Now let's do this bell. One smooth flow. Now I know I messed up with this part, but let's see how we can fix it. So what I can do is I can make this one a little bit thick. I'll bring this one down and make a circle, and yet I can bend it upwards. Same thing there. And here I can make like a small V type shape, just like that. And put this down there. And this one like this. Now the left side, right, I will make it slightly thicker, the outline, as compared to the right side. I'll keep a little bit of gap, draw another thin line, like that. So this is what I'm doing. This is the shape I am making in here, and then the gap that is at the top, I will just fill that part out. And then here I will draw like a wave. Here's what we can do. I'll take this, drop it down like that, draw a circle. From top I'll go down and then do this. So this is what I'm doing. From the top, from here, top I'll go down, draw a circle, and then just like a small C inside. It will add a really nice pattern to it. Now here I'll add a zigzag pattern here. Just like that. And then some dots in the triangles at the top and bottom. And over here we can just draw triangles like that. If you want, you can draw a circle in the triangle. And some dots at the top. And now over here, I'll just fill in the little gap that is made in between all this. Now the chain, sorry about that, I'll just move the camera up. Yeah. Like that. So you see, even with simple designs, once we accumulate all of them, it starts to look a little complex. Just like that. Now I will do the right side as well. This one is a little bigger, so I can make the lines a little thicker as well. Now if you don't have a marker and you want to do this with maybe a paintbrush, you can do so, but just make sure you're using a paintbrush thin enough for your design. This. Another one there, keep a little bit of gap. That. Let's have one here. You can just draw some lines there like that. Now what I'll do is I'll do the same design on this bell as well. I'll do it on this one and this bell over here. So those of you who missed out on how I did this, we can have a look at that here. So first I'll start with this part. Okay, here the honestly won't be much that we would need to do. But now when you come to the body of the bell, what I will do is from here I will just start drawing the shape. Like that. then here draw a C, then from here I'll come down, draw another circle like that, draw a C, I'll come down, but I won't try to connect it entirely. I'll draw a C there. Here also we'll have some triangles. I can draw a little or a few dots inside of it, like that. And here I'll just draw some bigger triangles. Inside this I will draw a circle, like that. So see, it's starting to turn out really well. And then we have this bell here. So you don't have to do the designs that I am doing exactly as it is, but if you do want to, you can maybe add your own shapes or your own designs in this. Okay. This one I'll keep it relatively smaller. This I can just keep it entirely black. There you go, just like that. Now we can do this part also. Oh, sorry, not in frame. If it's not in frame, please let me know. Sometimes I can get a little too focused on, the drawing part, and that I don't focus on the camera. Same thing here. And here I'll have a couple of circles there. There you go. Now over here, So what I'm doing first is I will put a dot at where I want it to connect. Then I will connect that dot to the pattern, or the pattern to the dot. Same thing here. Now I will divide these in half. And only on one half will I add this design to it, like that. Sorry about the camera shake, since it's a little zoomed in. Even like a slight touch will make it look like it's a lot. One second. Okay, I think for now I can zoom out a little bit so you can start seeing how it's starting to turn out. Yeah. Okay, and now I was doing this part here. Now between these two I will take a spot, I'll put a dot there and then connect it. Same thing here. It will connect just beside the tip of these. And over here I'll take this like that, like this. So now I'm doing this. That's what I'm making. Then I will fill in these areas here. Just like that. And then we have the big boys right there. See, it will come from the middle. Oh, that line was not supposed to happen. But from here, I'll take it and I will connect it to this border. Same thing here also. Just like that. And then over here I will draw like rectangles going downwards. Same thing here. So I'm doing this basically. this side as well. Now if you want to make it more contrasting while we were painting, you can add a bit more dark colors towards the corners. One second. And here we can add a few circles. Here also maybe you can add another one down there. Now what I can do is, it's a little too flat, so I will take a little bit of this red color here and keeping it very transparent. So maybe like this over here. Very lightly I will just add a little bit of color this side. Over here also. So I've mixed a lot of water in this. There, much better. So that you can have that, slight contrast. I think maybe a little bit we can add here also. Let me see. Just a tiny bit there. Okay. Now we can start by taking off the tape. Or maybe if you want to add a little bit more, three-dimensionality, you could say, to this, or you want to make it a little more interesting to look at, what I will do is I will add a bit of white. So I have my paints here. 1 second. There you go, that's where it is. Okay. So I have a little bit of white that I've taken. What I can do is in these spots, I can just start adding a little bit of white. So now I'm using paint. Earlier I was using the sketch, the permanent markers, but right now I'm using paint. Here also I can just add a little bit of a white line there. And then what this will do is it will create a really nice contrast. Here also. I'm just taking plain white, I'm not mixing anything in this. It will start looking a little bit more three-dimensional. So I'll take a little bit of water, mix it in here. Very roughly I'm just placing it down. Same thing here also. Like that. And I see how it looks very realistic. I just added a little bit of white. Yeah. Take a little bit more. Maybe a little bit on this area also. Yeah, it's starting to look really nice. I can put it down here. Maybe a little bit on the chain as well, that is hanging the bell. So I'm just putting all of these lines only on the right side. I'm not doing a full circle the way I did with the drawing. Over here also. We put some lines here also. So very roughly I'm just drawing some dots here. I've mixed a little bit of water in this white so that it's a lot easier to put down the paint. That looks good. Be over here. There you go, like that. Nice, that looks really good. Here also I can add. So the more contrast you add, right, to your painting, the more interesting or the more visually appealing it will look. Maybe over here I'll just add a little bit of white. Same thing with this side. Oh, that looks lovely. I'll just move this. That's some ASMR background noise. Okay, so now I'll start taking the tape off. Now when I take the tape off, I'm going to keep it 90 degrees to whichever direction it is going. Now since it's going downwards, I'll keep it 90 degrees this way. And we'll start pulling it out. Oh, this is turning out better than I expected. Now you will have a little bit of a bleed through here. Bleed basically means when the paint goes through the tape or runs by the tape. And be careful, not too hard, not too soft. So I have this, now I'll take this part here. And make sure your paper is thick enough, or else what can happen is when you're removing the tape, your paper can tear. Ooh, like that. That looks very satisfying. One second, and yeah, the final piece of tape. So there you go. That is a final outcome. Keep it here. Yeah, so I'm just using any sort of paper that I have. So you can use whatever paper you have at home. Okay, my camera seems to have died. So we are going to conclude from this camera itself. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got to learn something new. Maybe if not the mandala part, at least with the white paint, how we can add a little bit more contrast and make it a little more realistic and very very nice to look at. So if you're interested in getting the reference image of this workshop, I have a WhatsApp group down in the description, which you can go and join, where we post all our reference images, and we also post some exclusive contents to the group members. So I hope you enjoyed this workshop, and I will see you all in the evening. Bye bye.